Hi, welcome back. This is Jim Mann with Homestyle Southern Cooking, and I'm going to show you a quick little hack that I use a lot of times with cinnamon rolls. I know everybody loves cinnamon rolls, and they have them that you can just buy them and bake them, but we're going to doctor these up some today and make them like the Cinnabons that you buy in the mall. So I'm going to open these up, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, I got my cinnamons unrolled. And as you can see, I've got my baking dish, and I just smothered that with butter all over the place. I put butter all over it. So let's move this out of the way for the time being. And I'm going to take my cinnamon rolls, and I get these out. The can here. Take a few at a time, I guess. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them apart. I'm going to put them right here in my pan. Get these last two out of here. You're not going to believe how these taste once you try these, okay? Darn things are so stuck together sometimes. Okay, push that one in there. This one, and then I got to open this can because I need enough to fill my baking dish here. Move this out of the way. Let's get this one loose. Put this one in here. These are so good, and especially for the holidays, if you've got family coming and you want something that you can fix for breakfast, and you just don't want the plain old cinnamon rolls. These are really good. Now what I've got two left over, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two cinnamon rolls that are left over, and I'm going to take some pieces and I'm going to break them in half. I'll pull them in half. I'm just going to stick some pieces in the middle here. Little pieces in the middle, because all these have cinnamon all over them. I'll stick some piece at the end right here. And I'll put this real cinnamon one right down here. Put this down here. And I really don't have to put this one in there, but what I might do is I might put this on the back side as a long layered piece. And move these up. And take this and put this on the back side. Now, this is when it gets to be a little bit unusual. Got them all in there. They're ready to go. Let me wipe my hands off a second. Okay. What I'm going to do is I've got a heavy whipping cream, okay? And I'm going to take the heavy whipping cream and I want to actually pour this on top of my cinnamon rolls. And I want to get some around the edge, about halfway up the cinnamon roll, okay? I want to make sure it's good and covered. Okay? After I do that, I've got 1 stick of melted butter that I had. To that 1 stick of melted butter, I'm going to add 3/4 cups of brown sugar. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon. I know you say, there's cinnamon rolls there that have cinnamon, but never can have too much cinnamon. And I always use, when I'm cooking, doing things, I love to put sea salt in things. Sea salt, something about sea salt that brings the flavor out, even in chocolate chip cookies and everything. You don't necessarily taste it, but it definitely brings out the flavor in things. So I've got 1 teaspoon of sea salt that I put in there. And the sea salt makes a huge difference. All right, I'm going to mix this all the way around here and get this good and mixed up. I want to make sure that it's all incorporated. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of drizzle this around on top of my rolls, just like this. Let me make this way so you can see it. I'm going to put it all around top of my rolls. I wish you could smell this with the cinnamon and the butter. It just smells divine. But I want to go ahead and put a little bit of everywhere. Use it all up. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to cover it with a piece of foil. And I'm going to cover it really tightly. Cover it with a piece of foil. And I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees. I'm going to let this bake for about 45 minutes at 350 degrees. Make sure it's nice and hot. And once these are baked, I'll come back to you. Okay, I'm getting ready to take my cinnamon rolls out of the oven. They were in the oven for 45 minutes. Then I took them out, took the foil off of them, and put them back in there for 10 minutes. And the timer's getting ready to go off, so I'm going to get them out. And look how beautiful they are. You see all that extra butter and the brown sugar and everything on there. I'm going to let these cool really well, and then we'll come back and we'll put the icing on them. Okay, our cinnamon rolls have cooled down enough now that we can make the icings. Now you have two choices. When you buy the cinnamon rolls, of course, you know you get a little package of icing. Now if you want to pour that right on top of that, you can do that, and that's absolutely fine. It saves a lot of time. But what I do to make these more taste more like the ones in the mall is first of all, I take a third of a stick of butter. I get my heavy cream out again, and this is 2 teaspoons. I put 2 teaspoons of heavy cream in there. 2 teaspoons of heavy cream, and you see it's heavy cream. And I've got my wonderful pure vanilla, Mexican vanilla here. I'm just going to put a drop of this in and just add this. Just a tiny drop, okay? And then I'm going to stir this all around. Get this all mixed up. Get the butter and the cream all mixed up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my powdered sugar or powdered glass, however you want to call it, and I'm going to put it in here. I'm just going to do this in increments because I don't know exactly how much I'm going to need. All right, I'm going to put just a little bit more of the powdered sugar in here, and maybe 2 drops more of the milk. This is something you just sort of have to eye till you get it the consistency that you want. But the reason why I do this is because that's, like I said, the ones that you buy in the mall and you buy in the specialty shops have that wonderful buttery icing on top. And like I said, it's really so much simpler just to take the other icing and put it on here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take this icing and I'm just going to drizzle it on here. You know these are going to be good. And like I said, this is something great you can fix for the holidays if you have family or friends coming in, and this would be great for a morning meal with some coffee, some juice. Okay, and there we go. Like I said, you could use the can if you wanted to, and you could also incorporate those if you wanted to also. Okay, now the fun part. Fun part for me, I'm sorry that you have to miss out on it. I'm going to cut right in here. Cut right in here. And I'll take this one out. Probably need a smaller spatula. But anyhow. But look at that. And look at what's left over, this wonderful. Look at all the cinnamon and the sugar and everything on here. And now the real test. That's no store-bought cinnamon roll. It tastes like homemade. Wow. Great recipe to add to your collection for the holidays or anytime. So I hope you'll try this. Thank you so much for letting me come back in your house today and bring this to you. I've got 2 or 3 other really nice recipes and we'll bring you sometime this weekend. The holidays are coming up so quick and I want to get these things to you so you can make them. Thank you for subscribing to me and following me. You're my family, my friends. You mean the world to me. Until next time, I'll send you an enormous hug saying this is Jim in Mexico and God bless.